pretty much the North Shore is surfing mecca of the world. Started here and everybody came here to prove themselves.
Girl, you got me feeling like my life has just begun. And if you slowly close your eyes,
It's everything, especially if a surfer who's wanting to test their limits. You know, you got three of the most famous breaks, Waimea, Pipeline, Sunset, as well as Haleiwa. So you can go as big as you want.
feeling is right. If we drive into the sun, yeah, I got to let you know you're the only one. A colors blend, our spectrum here, so spread your wings and I'll set you free. We'll journey through these fields of grace.
It's really quite a small island, and for how many breaks on here, it's made perfectly for surfing, that's for sure.
Bringing a new meaning to rhythm, that's for sure. 'Cause I got you tonight, yeah, under my arm, and the feeling.
I think it's the whole vibe of the place. It's still really laid back. There's obviously a lot of surf here.
Yeah, I got to let you know you're the only one.
I mean, we get waves at home, but nothing in the vicinity of 10 to 15 feet on average, so.
Once it starts to get to like 6 to 8 feet, you know, its face just completely changes, you know.
Cause I got you tonight, yeah, under my arm, and the feeling is right. If we drive into the sun, yeah, I got to let you know you're the only one.
There's a lot of different breaks in a short, span of, it's probably 5 kilometres, and we've got 6 of the best breaks in the world there.
We have to respect everything about nature and respect everything about ourselves. Otherwise, we will lose contact with what's real.
We got surfing on our shoulders, really. I mean, not as far as the world goes, but as Hawaii. Growing up in Hawaii, I mean, birthplace of surfing. I guess we have almost more of the pressure to compete even that much harder and surf better than, or try and surf better than anybody else. I think that's probably the biggest thing. Coming from Hawaii and with the surfing background, you got a little pressure.
Skipping cracks on the street in the summertime, screaming as the days go slipping by. Working 2 jobs just to get on by these days. 2 kids, no husband on the street. Been spending all the money on some food to eat. Been sleeping in a car.
Just the feeling out there is, ridiculous. And then when you're sitting out the back and looking towards the cliffs, you just got this great feeling out there.
Don't do this. She's sick of her life living this way. Keep going, keep flowing. Been so long since knowing just how it.
It's all there for everyone. I mean, Depends what the swell's doing, but at least you got the reefs here that can handle the swell. You just got to respect the culture and just respect the land, and especially the ocean. And
Rolling park in a car in the alleyway, leaving in the keys for the getaway. Drop the kids off at the folks today so they wouldn't see what it is mama had to do just to get on by, just to push on through. There'll be a better day and it's coming soon, she prays. Keep moving, get through this, get to this, don't do this. She's sick of her life living this way. Keep going, keep flowing. Been so long since knowing just how it feels to be okay.
Just put it this way, if you meet someone from Hawaii and you tell them meet me at the beach park or here and there, just make sure to make it an hour earlier, because when you want to be there, they'll show up, kind of, you know, so. But nah, it's pretty laid back. I mean, you know, it's just island style, I guess, what you'd call it. There's no rush. I mean, you can be from one side of the island to the other in like 30 minutes tops. So, you know, which is good. I think none of that big city life, although we do have it in certain parts of the island. I think on the North Shore side, speaking for myself, it's just pretty much kind of as is. What you see is what you get.
Skipping cracks on the street in the summertime, screaming as the days go slipping by, working 2 jobs just to get on by these days.
Okay, we're at Sunset, and right next door you got VLAN, you got Rockies. We're working our way down towards Haleiwa. Rockies, you got log cabins. Then you got Waimea Bay. You got a bunch of little spots in between from Waimea Bay to Chun's Reef. Then you got Laniakea, and then you come to Haleiwa.
well, I reckon there'd be about 20 named breaks there, but the best, I obviously love Pipeline. That's my favourite.
I guess trying to fit yourself in, wait your turn. I do it, everyone does it wherever new break they go to, so same thing when they come over here, you know, just kind of pick your wave and kind of like move yourself into rotation, pretty much. Ease into it.
You come with a good attitude, you're gonna be treated with a good attitude. That's the bottom line. You go with respect, you get respect, and that's all that matters. It's all about good things.
I won Sunset when I was 19, and I made the finals the next year in 2000, which was pretty cool. It was great. It was scary. We were getting washed in all the time, but I guess when you're younger and a bit fitter than the older guys, you can dart in and around. It's about like an oval field, you know, so it spreads the whole crowd out. Probably best on a 10-foot swell, 8-foot bowl. It gets a really good inside barrel. It's probably best to sit out there and wait, but when it's crowded, obviously November, December is fairly crowded, so you just got to sit halfway in and just sort of do little darts in and out, paddle in 30 metres and just hope that a set doesn't come and clean you up. Because a lot of times with the west swell, it'll break wider and just come in and it'll break a left and push you over pretty much behind here. Yeah, you just got a lot of paddling out there. It's a big ocean, that's for sure. It's really deep out here. I've never touched the bottom. I don't know if there's any others that have. It's pretty black down there when you open your eyes and try and get back up. You break your board, you know, pretty much every surf you go for here. If it's sizey enough, you'll break a board and you'll have to do a bit of swimming. It's just basically a lot of lava reef out there, a few caves here and there. I've been for a snorkel when it was small, which I don't know was the best thing that I should have done. Few ledges there, you just got to be careful. Just hopefully not fall off on the takeoff and you won't hit the bottom, but otherwise you're pretty much going to hit the reef. At least with pipe, there's second and third reef as well, so you might be surfing 3 different breaks out there. And as soon as you come in, hit the inside, you're standing in a 10-foot barrel. So if you can get on them early, I definitely recommend it.
Here I stand, waiting for waves of change to come my way. Oh yeah, I miss oh sweet day, 'cause I say love will surely come my way again. And I say love will surely come my way again. Think about where I was with you, my love. You left me out in the cold, out in the howling wind. Yet life drifts by on the ocean, sweet tide of change. And
You can surf pretty much anywhere around this coastline. Start off with like Black Point area, Caicos, and then it goes down to like Browns, and then inside Ned's Reef, and then out to Cliffs and around Lighthouse, and all the way to Publix and Queens, all the way down to like Kaisers and Bowls and Courts and Concessions, Big Rights, Key Wallows, all just pretty much every spot is good on the south swell. All those spots are good. It's real fun. Summertime definitely from July or June on definitely has way better waves than the winter times. Winter times mainly like the North Shore is the main focus.
Well, surely coming my way again. I was in love, never saw love before. It overtook my mind, overtook my soul. Yet here I stand, knowing love will come my way again. Cause there are many different waves, and I've said many swells to ride. And there are many different names for many different games. Yet love will surely come my way again. And I'm waiting for waves of change to come my way.
Every place in the globe, they want to come to Waikiki and check it out, and it's kind of cool, especially if there's waves, they can see, what Hawaii's really all about, instead of just seeing flat, clear ocean, they see some waves and people riding and enjoying themselves. Besides surfing, you can definitely go out, there's a lot of clubs, you can go do the nightlife and see what's out there, or, a lot of good restaurants, go out to dinner, there's definitely a lot of girls in town. Check that out, do your thing.
To come my way again, yes I am.
Coming to Macau and the West Coast, you have a very different variety of people. You don't have as many influences from America. The people don't appreciate change very much. They want to keep it the way they like it, and they want to keep it local. And if there's going to be outside influences, they want it to be under their circumstances. The lifestyle going on in the West Side is like anywhere else that has the variations of poverty and the rich. You got people making money the hard way.
The biggest lie I ever told was when I said I don't love you no more. The biggest fake you'll ever know.
They're gonna test you. I think that's one of the qualities of our people, is that they're gonna test you. And they're gonna test you to see that you're confident yet humble. Not confident and cocky, and not weak and humble, but confident and humble, because they wanna see that you can still take pride in yourself and yet not be a pushover, And that's a quality that shows that you have self-respect and respect for others. One of the most important things to me and my family is something my grandma has told me, and other Hawaiian people have told me, is that we have kuleana, and our kuleana is our responsibilities, and responsibilities in everything around us.
Really, how many times can we go to war? Really, how many days do we have to waste before we can see that we've both made mistakes? And we're always feeling like
our niche into the world, one of our niches, I would say. It's a genealogy thing for Hawaiians. Our space and time is genealogical. How we order our society, our peoples, our families is genealogical. So the genealogy of surfing is definitely in these waters. And I think for Hawaiians, in order to move forward, you have to look back. You're always looking back. And I think the more we dig up from the past and the more people start to delve into Hawaii and Hawaiian history, the more it'll inform us in the future. So I don't really, as far as what's available today in Hawaii, I think it's really surface. Surfing industry has barely scraped what Hawaii has to offer as far as culture and history. And in the decades to come, we'll see it expand and explode. All the books written about Hawaii on surfing have all been from a Western perspective. So that's a book ready to be written.
I met you, babe, in a board-down tail. I'd seen your face in my dreams before. We were just good friends. So the
Surf out at Waimea, you at least need a 9.6 or something, or above. You know, it's a really big wave, it's a big steep takeoff, and it's one of those places that you really get respect if you get out there. Being out in such a big bay like that with such big swell and such big boards, it's great. It's definitely something that you look forward to every year I come back here, is waiting for Waimea.
It's killing me. You know I had a gypsy queen, and what I hate, you showed me things.
So we got the biggest rideable wave out here. The guys still paddle into. The biggest I've ever seen it here was in 1983. I was still in junior high school. I wasn't even a lifeguard yet, and I have to say the waves were probably 40 feet.
Heaven just got closer with every breath we took. You know I had a gypsy queen, and what I hate is killing me. You know I had a gypsy queen, and what I hate. You know I had a gypsy queen, and what I hate is killing me. You know I had a gypsy queen, and what I hate, and what I hate is killing me.
Haleiwa is definitely one of my favorites. It's my backyard, you know. Pretty fortunate to grow up surfing here. But I mean, as you can see, and you look out on a day like today, it's beautiful. It's welcoming, you know. One of the nicest parks on the North Shore, and I think more than that, it's probably more of the family-oriented beach that you'd find on the North Shore. You know, as you look around, you see lots of families hanging out, a lot of kids out in the water and stuff. And that's something that's never changed about Haleiwa, you know, thank goodness. On the weekends now, this place is usually just overran.
Haleiwa is like the family beach. You know, you got mom and dad surfing outside, and you got all the kids catching the reform white water on the inside. So it's quite user-friendly, as well as showers, nice green park.
There are the two things, you know, there's the toilet bowl. The toilet bowl, which is a really shallow section that you gotta break through. A lot of people don't know about that section there. And if you clear that, you eventually get into the lineup and the current sucks you down into the lineup, so you're constantly paddling. It's like a treadmill, constantly trying to paddle out of the lineup, you know, and it's kind of a game sometimes, you know, when you got those swells that are west, so it breaks way deep, but then you got the north sometimes, you know, those northwest swells where they swing a little bit more.
Haleiwa is probably the trickiest wave on the North Shore, just because there's current going through the break, and you always got to keep yourself moving to hold your ground. And when you stop, you're too deep, especially when it's like 6 to 8 feet, getting kind of serious.
It's difficult to say if I have ever felt this way before. Difficult to say if I've ever felt this way before. Like a tiredness that makes me want to lay around, babe, in your warmth. Like a midnight swim in your loving currents is leaving my head spin. Like a midnight swim in your loving currents are leaving my head spin. Let me dive in.
Chun's, it's a fun longboard wave, or what you'd call a Mao wave. So it's fun to just hang out, have fun. It's all pretty mellow usually, so good times. Just smile. No, it's good fun. Like, all the older guys are willing to give you waves, and it's not an aggro place at all, so you can get good waves, have fun.
I love you like the wind caressing the trees. Oh, I love you like the flower to the bee. I love you. I love you. I love you.
Everyone's really nice. I mean, I'm at a disadvantage on a shortboard because they're all longboarders out there, but they're a nice crowd. It's great. I mean, people have been really nice. There's tons of girls here. There's more than I mean, I grew up surfing in Costa Rica, but there's tons of girls surfing here. And it seems pretty friendly for girls out in the water. And like I said, the crowd's really nice.
Around, bathing your warmth, like a midnight swim, and your loving currents is leaving my head spin. Like a midnight swim, and your loving currents is leaving my head spin.
Lonnie's is a lot of fun, especially if the swell isn't quite right for chuns or there's too many longboarders out. Lonnie's has been a lot of fun. Up the past Waimea Bay, up at Pupukea, a lot of fun. There always seem to be some other girls in the water. Rocky Point's fun, but it's crowded and, you know, it's a much more aggro scene.
We believe our revolution, even though we don't enjoy any of its perks. No dissidents or grumblers, too comfortable to disturb the works. And however bad it gets now, we still prefer it to what came before. Once we were apes and now we're ants, and the only prize is more. And the dark clouds keep rolling.
I think as far as surfing goes, just kind of show up at one or two of your mates, you know, not like a whole crowd. I think people kind of get a little edgy at that part. I mean, even when I go abroad, you know, I show up with my friend and there's like 5 or 6. It's just kind of ridiculous. So, you know, if you go surf some of the spots where you know it's kind of crowded already, just show up at you and one of your other mates or something.
Man's enacted a story, like every tale it has to end. We've stood down evolution, means of selection we continue to bend, and freedom's become separate.
Like you said, ethic, like, you know, don't drop in on anyone or don't. You kind of know who's who when you go out to every break. You know who's the local guys and you know who's just kind of like there to surf. So, you know, keep away from those guys, or at least, you know who's who.
And the dark clouds keep rolling in. And the dark clouds keep rolling in.
everybody forgets that there's families that live here as well, not just surfing travelers and media. It's also the surf destination, family, hangout, sort of paradise if you want it to be.
I believe in good vibrations is what creates a beautiful nation. All you need is the will to do right. And I believe in good karma. What you do will come back later. So we all might as well just do right.
It's a pretty big ocean, so you can come across a lot of different things. Primarily, you're only going to see the Galapagos and sandbar sharks at that depth that we're at. Males will only get usually about the 10 feet. Galapagos sharks can get to 12.
Well, I believe that nice places, they are made of happy faces. People who know how to do right.
We have encountered tiger sharks. Rare thing that happened last year was that great white shark that was like 20 feet, which is pretty extraordinary.
It's a sound that spreads around, leaving the feeling to do right. Vibrations is what creates a beautiful nation. All you need is the will to do right. And I believe in good karma. What you do will come back later. So we all might as well just do right.
A bunch of small tunas that are hanging around, and that's drawing in marlin and mahi-mahi. This morning we were using skipjack tuna as bait, and we picked up a striped marlin on a double hookup right here at the barge. It's only 3 miles offshore, and it's in 3,000 feet of water. Summertime is usually the best time of year. We have the most species around in the summer. We have big yellowfin tuna, we have ono or wahoo, we have mahi-mahi, and we have marlin.
You're free.
feeling down, and if you're feeling low, you can reach right inside and discover your soul. I said it won't take long, no. Sing it out to the world. You gotta open up your heart. Let the love unfold. Hey, Jackawaco, Jackawaco, Jackawacky, yeah. Jackawaco, Jackawaco, Jackawacky, yeah.
There's one thing I know.
They can't take your soul.
They can't take your soul.
It's a gift deep inside.
It's a gift deep inside.
It's a gift from the Lord.
From the Lord above.
It's yours anytime.
It's yours anytime.
Do with what you do.
To do with what you do.
Just open up your eyes.
Open up your eyes
to the ways of the truth. Yeah. Jackawaco, Jackawaco, Jackawacky, yeah. Jackawaco, Jackawaco, Jackawacky, yeah. Jacanuera, uma, 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 Jacanuera, uma, 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 Jacanuera, uma, uma. Jacanuera, uma, Jacanuera, uma, Jacanuera, uma, Jacanuera, uma, Jacanuera, Jacawaco, Jacawaco, Jacawacky, yeah. Jacawaco, Jacawaco, Jacawacky, yeah. Feeling down,
if you're feeling down,
and if you're feeling low,
and you're feeling low,
you can reach right inside.
You can reach right inside.
Discover your soul.
To discover your soul.
I said it won't take long. Sing it out to the world. Gotta open up your heart.
Open up your heart.
Let the love unfold. Yeah. Jackawaco, Jackawaco, Jackawacky, yeah. Jackawaco, Jackawaco, Jackawacky, yeah. Jacanuera, 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 Jacanuera,
When you come to Hawaii, be respectful.
My name is Damien Hobgood.
My name is Chris Malloy.
Hi, I'm Mary Osborne.
I'm Jordan from Newfound Glory, and I support Surf Aid, so you should too.
So, you never seen Peter Shore?
Never seen surfing.
Peter Shore, but he saw in the magazine.
Mhm.
He said it's very scary. Very scary. But he liked to watch.
The mission of Surf Aid International, a non-profit humanitarian aid organization, is to improve the health of people living in isolated regions connected to us through surfing.
My name is Dr. Dave Jenkins. I'm the founder and medical director of Surf Aid International. We have offices in New Zealand, Australia and America to fundraise for programs in Indonesia, specifically the islands of Nias and the Mentawais off Sumatra. One of the very privileged things that occur when you enter into this work is that you work with communities who still are in the presence of themselves, are so strongly linked to where they've come from, and they're still very much family and tribal clans, and that gives them an ease of being. And it teaches me every day I live in those villages, that's a lesson for me to how to be.
So awesome to think that Surf Aid is helping out these people, and these people can look at surfers, the surfing world as a giving people that care, you know, and that's what I want surfers to be known for.
Surf Aid was started in the year 1999, and really 2001 we started preventable health programs, largely malaria control using education and mosquito nets, and building the local health department's capacity to deliver immunisations. We were having significant success with that, and we're in the process of expanding from the pilot programs of 2 large villages up to 23 villages when the tsunami struck. Because of our positioning in the islands and our staff and our officers and our really strong linkages with the surf industry, both the global industry and the local industry who had begun to support us, we were able to respond to the emergencies in the islands of Sumatra, Simeulue, Banyak, Telos and Nias, and get in with boats to villages that no other agency could get into. So this was a massive expansion, and I guess it was a defining moment for Surf Aid. Our capacity and our ability and our culture and ethos was clearly demonstrated.
We already have everything, and just to be able to give something back is, a huge bonus on our end, and just share the wealth basically with these other communities. So we can go back there and return the thank you. They let us go and surf their waves and enjoy their land, and it's super important to give back to these communities.
It really is a simple thing to help Surf Aid do what they do, which is save lives.
But what people don't know is that past all the trees and past all the beautiful landscape and everything, there's a whole population stricken by disease.
The children are dying from a combination of malaria, poor hygiene and sanitation, poor nutrition, measles, chest infections and diarrhea. 90% of these conditions can be prevented. Malaria is a parasite that eats human blood. Mosquito nets have been well proven to be one of the most cost-effective interventions in reducing death and human suffering. So we began a malaria program in 2 villages. Those villages had endemic malaria. The rates are now down after a 4-year program. Having learned that, we are now taking that program to scale and believe that eradicating malaria from the Mentawai Island chain is now possible.
I think that the most important element of Surf Aid is the educational component. Teaching people the origin of the disease, teaching them the prevention, teaching them to teach others, to teach the next generation.
So this little boy is typical of children, or some children, in the Mentawais. He is living on a diet of taro and banana and sometimes rice, and he gets a little bit of vegetables once every 2 or 3 weeks, and it's clearly insufficient, and it's almost certainly affected the brain development. One of the objectives of Surf Aid is to correct this type of madness. It will be difficult, but we hope in the future there will be no Janades and all the children here are going to school reaching their full IQ and their full potential.
When you see Surf Aid walk up, you know, the kids definitely light up and actually have hope and can see, you know, the future being better for them.
There's nothing more devastating than seeing people without hope, you know?
You can tell by measuring the arm at the mid-arm circumference here, I can tell already that this child is malnourished, and I can tell that they're anemic. And these are the children that, when malaria or cholera or chest infections come to town, these are the ones that will often die first. We create in the villages engines of change. The village begins to realise that they can change their situation. They don't need to sit around and watch their children die. You can walk in our pilot program villages now and you can palpably feel the difference. So this is a little girl, 3 years old, and this is one of our strategies. It's called Positive Deviance. She's doing really well. She's obviously strong and got reserves. And this is in the same village as there are children with really gross malnutrition that are at severe risk of dying from illness, from their weakness. And just a 5-minute conversation with Ibu, the mother, will tell you this child's having 3 eggs a week, fish very frequently, 3 or 4 types of greens, coconut oil and cream, and rice, and that's the difference. And that's all resources that can be got from this village free of charge, either caught or grown. So that's our mission, to make most of the children within the next few years look like this one. People should donate to Surf Aid International because we're a group that are running a highly effective, transparent and fully accountable organisation that is driven by the heart, but takes a very scientific and calculated approach that has to deliver lasting change. We're not ever going to accept or compromise on that principle. And therefore you can be confident when you donate to Surf Aid that we're going to maximise the benefit for the beneficiary.
Actually now, just to see that it's not just an idea, that there is change happening, and to have helped in any way is a big honor, and I'm excited about the future.
Everyone out there can make a difference of what's going on. And that's the bottom line.
Give what you can and add your contribution, whatever it is, however large or small. Help us in the fight against malaria.
Surf Aid International, saving lives every day. Log on to www.surfaidinternational.org.